Hmm. I don't think anybody's going to show up, which is fine. Hi, Sophia. I'm just literally doing nothing, but Becky's not on. Oh, so I figured, I'd come in and throw stuff around. I'm sure you're arting. You are making some killer stuff. Hi, Gail. I'm just hanging out, not doing anything. You're waiting for takeout to arrive, and what are you having took out? Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, root canals usually, I find them not painful, but the fact that you have to keep your mouth open for like 3 hours and they have that little trampoline thing in your mouth to catch any little bits of tools. Hi, Nashua. Good afternoon, or I guess it's afternoon or early evening. I'm not sure. Oh, how lovely. I'm glad you have a beautiful morning. That's good. We're hot, typical hot, hot, and hot. To go ahead with referral to a specialist after 3 hours assessment. Oh, or just pull the damn thing. I guess. You're pretty young. And it depends on where it is, whether to pull it or not. That's a hard call. Yeah, I've only had one. I've had one root canal, I think. But yeah, teeth are a bummer. And here in the States, and I don't know what it's like where you are, but our dental coverage is for shit, excuse me, for the most part. And I've only had one. Okay, well, I can keep you company while you do the dishes. You've had lots? Yeah. I find that, I guess now they can do them. They claim they can do them in one sitting, but in the old days, you had to go back a couple of times before they could complete the process. But now I think they can do it. Um, I know. I don't. Take that back. When I was a teacher in New York, I had great coverage. I had dental, vision, and health insurance, um, but not here. Oh, okay. Covered by the National Health Service. Okay. So it could be worse. One visit, put the new crown in with the next visit. Yeah, yeah. I had one crown put in and it was a porcelain crown and it cracked. So I went back and had a gold one put in because I had a gold one and the guy talked me out of gold. And did the crown. So now I have two gold, and they're not going to crack. They're pretty sturdy. But Medicare, no, doesn't really have any dental. And my supplementary keeps on saying, hi, Kimberly, keeps on saying that they're going to add dental, and they are slowly adding dentists. So you can't go to your own dentist. You're going to have to go to somebody else. So that's another, you got to change dentists. And the dentist I'm going to actually is one of my former students. I started out with his dad, and the son took over the practice. So it's kind of odd having your student do your teeth. But I had him in the 7th grade, so that was a long time ago. Yes, that's what this was meant to be. Yeah. Oh, oh dear. Gosh, how complicated. Whole palava. Okay. Well, I hope you're not in too much pain and you can suffer through. But when you said you're waiting for takeout, you didn't mean to take out the tooth. So noodles in a box today. Okay, soft. Okay, alrighty. Noodles in a box. Just achy. All right. That's a bummer. Yeah. No fun. No fun at all. Well, I came yesterday and I was surprised. The guy came and they would put the new window in that the golfer broke. However, there's an issue and I haven't complained. I mean, I have acrylic windows out on the porch and it's kind of like the thickest acrylic you can buy. I mean, it's really thick. It's probably 1/4 inch thick acrylic. So it's really hard to break it and it's heavy. And I was kind of suspicious that they usually have to order that and it takes forever, for them to get the acrylic in. And all of a sudden the guy oh, we've got it, and he took it out and he took it back to their shop and he put it in. But it's the real thin, cheap acrylic. And sometimes when it rains, that rain comes from that side of the house and that whole side of the house is just sopping wet. And I'm expecting that that's going to leak, and because it's not really sealed tightly and it's real thin acrylic, not the real thick stuff. So, I mean, it looks fine. I mean, if you go up and tap it, I mean, it just is. Yeah, it's just cheap shit. And oh no, this is that wasn't no. This is another window that just broke, Kimberly. This window was just broken. Actually, this past Sunday, it was broken. This is the third window to break, and actually, yeah. So that the other one was a long time ago. I would think, yeah, because it's not I didn't break I mean, and I don't know how, whether they absorb, whether, the golf, what you pay to golf here. I mean, they have to pay a yearly fee to golf. I'm assuming that in that fee, that's where the money comes to replace broken windows. Because I'm sure they're broken windows. Well, depends on where you are. The other house I've lived on, we were on the 10th hole and we never had a window broken. But on the 18th hole here, it's pretty active. I don't know whether people are getting tired by the time they get to the 18th hole. But as I told the folks on Sunday, it was the man's grandson that broke the window. And he was rather acting very sheepish. And I said, hey, it happens, So anyway, we'll see. I guess if it doesn't leak, then I won't say anything, but I would bet some money that it's going to leak. Because when the wind's blowing from that direction, and we've got those horrific thunderstorms and severe storms that come through here in the afternoon, it's like a wall of water. So that'll be my excuse to say, hey. And where he caulked around it, no, it's not caulking. It's called beading, that little beading that you put around when you replace a window. It's not done real well. Anyway, when I was working in La Porte, I had to be careful driving to and from because it was, oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. When you drive by, you can get binged. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. They could break a windshield. And then what would you do? I guess drive to the golf. Yeah, that would be really hard. At least this guy was really good. He said it was on a Sunday, and he said he would call maintenance. And I said, well, they're not open. Oh, he said, that's right. But he asked for my address. And I didn't call maintenance on Monday. I forgot about it. And the guy from maintenance showed up Monday and said, I understand you have a broken window. So the gentleman did call maintenance first thing on Monday morning. So I give him that. No way to get whoever did it, really. No. And no one's gonna, because they wouldn't know. And you know what this guy said to me when I stepped outside? And if I hadn't stepped outside, that he would have. But I stepped outside and I said, "Hey, you broke a window." You know, he said, "Oh, it sounded like I hit aluminum." I said, "No, you didn't hit aluminum. You hit my window." Hi, Crafty Vicious Visage. Visage? Is that how you say that? Hi, Crafty. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So, but at least he was. I had another guy that broke my window, and he kept on going. I was yelling at him, "Hey, hey, hey! You broke my window!" He kept on driving away. He finally stopped and yelled. I mean, he was way down, right almost to the, the actual hole. Dawn, okay. Crafty is Dawn, I think, right? Hi, Dawn. And he finally stopped. He acted like he couldn't hear me, which is possible. So, anybody doing any? I'm just messing around. And actually, I'm copying this. This is on the cover of this month's Uppercase. Just kind of sitting here, and that's why I just thought, well, I'll turn the camera on and see if anybody else is hanging out or doing anything, or just wants to chat. That's always fun too, just to chat. Oh, that's my top. I'm using these. I bought these a while ago because I saw somebody using these on one of the international folks channels, Econoline. Oops, not focus. Focus. Focus, 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 focus. A lot of times when people hold it long enough, it focuses, but not mine. But anyway, these are described as concentrated watercolors. Concentrated transparent watercolor paint. So that's what they are. So I'm just coloring this in. I followed Kathy Arbor. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, I really like them. And look, they don't bleed through like alcohol. I had a piece of paper here just in case, but they don't bleed through. So that's kind of a nice feature, I followed Kathy Arbor yesterday. Let me finish up my last bit of cold tea. And she picked, I guess, 3 types of flowers that were blooming in her garden. She's got such a gorgeous garden, doesn't she? Oh man, amazing. And she did a watercolor, and I tried to follow along. And yeah, it was way out of my wheelhouse, I'll tell you. But it's one of those things, I really need to do it more frequently, because I'm not going to get any better. And as you all know, I'm not going to get any better unless I practice. And she's such a great instructor. And so, see, Dawn says it's warm here too. When I went out of the garden, it's soaking wet, huh? And humidity. And I don't practice. I did one of her watercolors probably 4, 5, maybe 6 months ago. And I keep on buying watercolors. And watercolors are not going to make me better. It's me working at it. But I bought a set of Paul Rubens. This is probably the nicest set of watercolors I own now. And they're so pretty pink. And it's the set of 24. Hi, Leah. And I used these yesterday. I swatched them. The only problem is everything is in Japanese. Even I saved all I had to unwrap each one. And even the little wrappers, well, some of them have the name on them. Some of them, and I should go back and write the name on the swatch card. But some of them just have the Japanese name, so it's little bit of a mystery. But that's another thing, mixing colors. That really takes this an enormous amount of practice to know that you can, look at one color and then make it. So I buy all these color things and try to match and mix that, making colors and stuff. Oh, is Kentucky getting hit? Wow. 10 inches. Vermont, I thought Vermont was bad with 7 and 9 inches. Think about, that's a lot of rain, but the way I think of it, when you translate that into snow, that gives you a better visual. Every inch of rain equals a foot of snow. So that would have been 10 feet of snow. That's a lot of moisture. Yes, I could do that. I was actually thinking of that. Except that, well, I could try it. I could take a picture of it. This is Deb Farrell's tip: is if you can't read something, take a picture of it on your phone and then enlarge it so you can read the print. So that's what I would have to do, because the print is really tiny. But I could that's a good point. I could take a picture of that and then enlarge it and then have them translate it. Yeah, good idea, Dawn. I can do that. Yeah. So, and then there's a guy that, yeah, we just have several. Yeah, I have magnifying glasses too around yeah, I do too. But the phone works. Actually, there's magnifying apps for the phone, but taking a picture and blowing it up works pretty good too. And I know you probably all saw my butterfly card. I did the butterfly card during my stream on Sunday, but afterwards I added a whole bunch more butterflies to it. Is it Chinese? I think it's Japanese. I could be wrong, but the Japanese are noted for their paper, inks, and pens. Okay. Let's see. No, you're right. Shanghai. I stand corrected. Shanghai. It's the Shanghai Aowan Painting Materials Company Liquid LDT Limited. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. They're Chinese. Oh. All right, Safia, take care. Enjoy your soft noodles. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I made a little video of it. I've never done that. I actually made a reels and I added music to it and everything. The other thing, since we've got a couple of folks here, I can share with you. I'm sharing out. Yeah. Well, this is the best set of watercolors I own. I mean, because you know how you feel, you don't feel you're worthy, that I'm not good enough to own a good set of watercolors, which is stupid. I mean, if you can afford them, right? So, the other set that I have that I don't really use because I am very intimidated by it, and this is going to sound silly. Why would I be intimidated by it? And these are Daniel Smith, and these were a bloody fortune. But obviously, there's a lot of color mixing involved in using these because you basically got the primary colors and a couple of others, but these are really vibrant, pigmented, I guess. So, but the other set I've been using until I got these is this little set here, and I actually love it. And this is a $9 set, and these are semi-moist. And there's a guy, his name's Chris Petit, and he does watercolor for the extreme beginner. And I've done a lot of his stuff, and this is the set that he recommends for beginners. And you can see it's well worn. I almost bought another set when they're known as semi-moist, and these put down, but they're nothing like. I did a watercolor painting of one of his lessons of some sailboats, and I did it with these, and then I did it with I did it with the Daniel Smith. Oh my God, what a difference. Oh, thank you, Leah. Thank you so much. What a difference between these and the Daniel Smiths. But there's so many out there, but I like these too. And then I have the little koi set, the KOI, the little white box, the little traveling set. And then I bought some tube watercolors. Yeah, and that's another thing that I don't splurge on really good paper. I've never bought I just buy the Cason and Arteza watercolor. I've never bought any really, really expensive watercolor paper. I did buy some B paper, 6x9 sheets of that. So, hi, Nettie. That's what I did this on. Janet Young was kind of doing a neuropathic thing on Monday. And so I kind of did my version. And this is on B paper. And this watercolor here is from the Paul Rubens set. So I like the way that came out. And this gold was from Krataki. This is Krataki gold. And this is that B paper. I don't know why they call it B paper, but yeah, it's called B paper. And I bought bought a pack of it. So I did this the other day. So I'm playing around. Now, the other thing I want, and I posted it on the Facebook page. I heard from Mike Deacon this morning. He's going to be my guest on Sunday, and I'm very excited. I'm kind of a Mike Deacon groupie, and he's going to be my guest, and he's put together a special mission inspiration for us to do. And I've posted that on the Facebook page with the prompts for the mission inspiration. So if you're around Sunday, I would hope that you would stop in. It would be great to see some new people there. And so I have that posted for you to see. I'm excited. I'm excited. Hi, Janice. Yes. That's JL? JL, yeah. JL. No, Janice Kleins. Was it Janice Kleins or was it JL that won the thing today? I know. And that's just Gail, that all happened because of a woman that has been in my streams recently. She's new to me. Her name is Barbara Evey. Evey, I think. And she's a friend of Mike Deacon's. And she mentioned to Mike that I mention him a lot in my streams. So she contacted him. Yeah, that's who. Barbara Evey. And she contacted him. And she knows him. She's in England. And she talked to him, and he said, yeah, he would, and then she said, oh, he has a message for you. And I was like, uh-oh. And then he sent me a message saying that, he would like to stream with me. So that's how that all came about. Oh, it'll be great. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun. He's never used StreamYard before, but so we've already tested that out. So he knows exactly what he's going to do StreamYard. He knows I'll send him a link and then we'll be ready to go. StreamYard is so friendly, user friendly. It's so much easier than YouTube. It really is. I mean, when I think about all the steps that you have to go through to broadcast on YouTube versus the 2 steps that you have to go through or 3 steps you have to go through to go on StreamYard. Yeah, I think it was JL that won. Yeah. And then with StreamYard, of course, you can have company. And no, and I have the free version. I don't, and I think the free version is pretty generous. Yeah, I'm pretty psyched. Where did you did I see your mini album? Did you just finish that? Ah, there she is. There's the lady. Okay, you were surprised too? Okay. Well, thank you again. It's going to happen. I've posted the prompts. He sent them to me in the mission inspiration format, and it's posted on my on my Facebook page. Yeah, I'm so excited. So thank you again. Yeah, he suggested it to you. Okay. Well, I hope this is something that maybe he'll do this. He'll appear on other streamers. I mean, it's a great way to see contact with his American audience because he's got quite a few. I mean, there were some people that I mentioned him to, here in the chat, and they had no idea who he was. They'd never heard of him. And I'm thinking to myself, what? What do you mean you've never heard of Mike Deacon? And they said, no, I don't know. So it's in my group. Yes. Yep. Exactly. No. Oh, it's in my it's in my thing. Okay. Well, I just went over there this morning, Nettie, and I just to put that in there. Let me just see. Now, was that from a kit? Yeah, we were talking about that. You go way back with him, right? He said he started doing mission inspiration in 2016, and you can go on his website and you can access every single mission inspiration since 2016. They're all there. Jamie Lynn posted her grandson Solomon, who's born today, 4 pounds 11 ounces, tiny fella. Oh, but he looks so cute. I love it the way they swaddle the babies. I think that's just adorable. Oh, I didn't say 5 Eastern because I figured everybody knew it was 5 Eastern. And the first question that pops up on the page is it 5 Eastern? You can't win. Oh, that's right. That's what he told me. He told me he did that with Shannon Green. And there was another crafter that he did mission inspiration with. Yeah, that's what he told me when we were talking about it. I forgot about that. Hi, Marty. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. And then I'll go, let me find, yes. 5 Eastern. Isn't that funny? I figured I wouldn't have to mention that. Oh, wait a minute. It's on, oh dear. I only meant to post this on my Art Hangout page. I didn't mean to post it on I've got 2 Facebook pages. One for art people and one for my non-art people. And that appeared, ooh, that makes me nervous. Nothing that, Jeanette. Oh, it's the Santa one. Oh, wow. That's adorable. Graphic, that's what? Oh, wow. Graphic 45. Oh, wow. On Ustream before. Okay. Well, that would make sense. Isn't that where everybody kind of started on Ustream? Yeah. Janet. Oh, you're a mod. Okay. Because I'm not watching, I'm only watching on StreamYard, and StreamYard doesn't give anybody hammers or blue things. Um, so thank you for putting in his link. I appreciate that. Oh, that's adorable. You have to go over and see Nettie's. Oh, look, we've got lots of places for pictures in it too. So you can put those in. Are you going to have the kids write letters to Santa and then stick them in the thing? Got a lot of places. I'm looking at Nettie's graphic 45 letter to Santa journal. Well, that came out nice. You did a good job. Good for you. Yeah, I love making those. I mean, I like making the journals. Oh, that's right. I do remember you mentioning that. That's for your great nephew, right? You mentioned that on Thursday. I forgot. I forgot. Very cool. They make such great stuff, don't they? A lot of flippy floppies. My favorite thing. Flippy floppies and magnets. Yeah, that is cool. Very cool. Oh, I like the red plaid. Yeah. It's got quite a lot of stuff. Gina, okay, a lot of, okay, Gina, I'm not familiar with Gina. Oh, collars. Well, well, I figured it wasn't collars, but oh, you gotta love spell check and all that other stuff that they do in autocorrect. I thought maybe they were painting collars together. No, I don't know Gina Ahern's, but I know obviously I know Shannon Green. That's funny. Okay, thank you. But apparently, it's appearing on my regular Facebook page too, which is interesting. I have another whole, that's the other group of people because they don't feel, I don't know. There's one thing sharing your art with people that you know that understand what you're doing and are very supportive. And then there's another people. Hi, Miriam. I'm not going to say that they're not supportive, but I don't feel as comfortable sharing my art with non. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to explain why I have two different groups. Yeah, I know. I'm seeing that now. Yeah, that's great, right? More the merrier. It would be great to have a good showing. That would be very exciting. I'll have to make sure I've got my mods or some mods there. Well, maybe it is because we're all BFFs. Yeah, that's true. See, okay. So Barbara, you understand what okay, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, good. Yeah. It's just not that the other folks, I mean, the other folks are really, they're my family, and friends from when, school where I work, just another group of people. And not that they would be critical or I don't know. I guess, Barbara, you understand. It's a weird situation. And so I just started another page, another group. It's not hard, right? So, okay. And I do use IG only because I can choose what goes there. You know what I mean? So what's in there is very selective. Those are pieces that you know, I feel comfortable with sharing to a larger audience. I guess that's what I would say, because I've shared a lot of my. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've posted anything in Mike's new group. I've written a lot of comments to the folks that are posting to his new group, and I really should. I did his July mission inspiration, and I don't think I posted it in his group, but I posted it in my group, and I really should post it in his group. Um, but everyone in there seems to be everyone's introducing themselves, and it seems like it's going to be a nice. It's going to be a. It's becoming a very nice group, and I so I can. He had a group, right, Babe Barbara, and this Facebook page is just mission inspiration, or for people to post mission inspiration plus other art they do. I wasn't sure, didn't quite understand why he was creating a second group, unless is this one exclusively for mission inspiration? Maybe you can answer that question, because I wasn't, didn't quite understand. So I don't know. But I don't use Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter in years. But I got a lot of, there was a really nice group of teachers in Twitter that I hung out with, where we kind of shared a lot. Oh, okay. All right. I knew that. Okay. Wow. Okay. I knew that was a distinction. Okay. So the new group was for people who used products that he had demonstrated, but didn't do mission inspiration. So that means no mission inspiration, or mission inspiration if you used one of his products. Okay. All right. I just bought a set of digi downloads from him, which I'm assuming technically if I tore up and used in a mission inspiration, I could post it there. Or is it just, I'm, all right. I gotcha. Thank you for the clarity. Now that makes sense. Kinda. Well, we'll see how that goes. So anybody working on anything exciting, or just kind of hanging out? I've got a couple of things I need to finish. Don't we all? The one thing I wanted to do on Sunday, I didn't get to, because the butterfly thing took a lot longer than I should have known it was going to take a long time. But I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think um, I'm going to make a junk journal. Oh, I wish I had that problem. My pants are not too big, not at all. That they had purchased, such as they used in their own work. Okay, no, it was to give people a platform to show work that they had purchased, such as digi downloads that they used in their own work. Gotcha. All right. All right. Well, maybe when he's on Sunday, we can have that discussion. Just, maybe he can clarify it a little bit more if anybody else is confused like I am. Whoa, good for you. Good for you. It's all you see. I mean, I'm constantly seeing all of these miracle weight loss things. The gummy bears. Wake up in the morning and you're 100 pounds lighter, and it's just, I all these new, and I listened to this one guy, and I listened to the whole video. It went on. It was a long one. I took the quiz to see what type of person you are. I'm an endomorph or something like that, whatever that is. And it's how your body materializes, how your metabolism works to burn calories, and how you can make it, you can confuse it. And then he gives you almost everything you need to know. And then at the very end, took you 5 pounds, 5 months to lose 25. Yep, that's the old fashioned way. Yep. But it stays off much longer that way, for sure. Yeah, his theory was is that the keto diet? You mean keto, or is that another diet? Is that all protein? Yes. A lot of people. Yeah, I watch a lot. Keto. Okay. I was thinking, oh, no, keto. Yeah, a lot of people have been very successful on it. That's a lot of meat, right? And low carb. Yeah. And it puts your body into a state of ketosis or something like that. Almost all protein. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a diet like that, and it was developed. Are you ready? It was developed in the 1950s, and it was developed by the Canadian Air Force. And it became affectionately known as the drinking man's diet because there's no carbs in whiskey. There's zero carbs in vodka. I'm a vodka drinker, so I could drink vodka and there's no carbs. And you were allowed 60 grams of carbs a day. And I always lost weight on that. Always. Never was able to maintain the weight loss. Oh, wow. No alcohol allowed. Okay. Well, it's not protein, but in the other diet, you just counted carbs, so I could drink. Okay. I'd have trouble with that. Oh, wow. 20 grams of carbs. That's much. Yeah. But you see a lot of keto recipes on reels. I get stuck on reels. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just sit there and watch one reel after another, and it's addictive. And there are a lot of great recipes. But I came up with a lot of really good recipes for the low carb. Chicken breast. Now, here's one. Uh, a breaded chicken breast, but you can't use breadcrumbs, right? Because that's carbs. So what I used instead of breadcrumbs, I used, and you might think, oh, that sounds awful, but it wasn't. I used pork rinds. Listen to me, pork rinds. I would take a boneless chicken breast, right? Smear it with a thin layer of mayonnaise, no carbs. Crunch up a whole bunch of pork rinds, and then dredge the chicken in the pork rinds. And then bake the chicken breast in the oven. Almost zero carbs. It was good. Yep. Less than 15. Now, this guy that I was listening to, the guy that I don't know if you've seen him, he is ripped. I mean, ripped. He's got a 6-pack and he says, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do this. And, he says you have to confuse your metabolism. You have to confuse your inner brain. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. And what you do is you do no carbs on one day, or almost zero carbs on day one, right? And then your your metabolism is going to adjust to the fact that you're not bringing in any carbs, and it'll burn whatever it burns for energy. I guess it burns fat because you're not giving your body any carbs. But then the next day you carb out. You eat all the carbs you want. And then the next day no carbs, and then the next day you carb out. And that just apparently apparently keeps your metabolism going at 100%, 100 miles an hour consistently. That's his theory. I don't know whether it's anything at all. Let's see. This is what I'm trying to go to. Oh, they have the gastric bypass. Male have carbs, yeah, but not the, well, you don't want, I don't think it has many. And you would use like you wouldn't use many I mean, you just use enough mayonnaise to just paint on, smear on the front of the top of the chicken breast. Oh dear. You're going for the cast and you had a stroke instead. Jesus. I didn't know that, Nettie. Or did I know that? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that. That's all. That's hard. Well, you're doing really well. Wow. I know people have had the gastric bypass, and some of them have kept it off, and some of them really haven't. Oh, wow. I bet. I see the total carbs in all I buy. Then I decide, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I had a really good book, a paperback that gave you the amount of protein, carbs, calories in almost every food imaginable, even like name brand stuff. Like if you wanted to know how many carbs were in a Chips Ahoy cookie. Yeah. Well, Nettie, you do a good job of being happy. I don't know whether you are or not, but you do a good job. You always have a smile. Yeah, you always have a smile. Doctor told me, but I prefer to try it. Okay. And my son is morbidly obese, my youngest son. And he has lost 50 pounds. And he has a nutritionist that's helping him. And he can lose probably another 100. And, I just can't say anything to him because I know when my parents talk to me about my weight, I've been overweight my whole life. My mother, even when I was 9, 10 years old, my mother took me one to those diet doctors and they prescribed all of those, which ended up being speed diet pills, but they were speed. And all I remember eating was hamburgers and cottage cheese. And this is my mother did this because she wanted me to be thin. And I was whacked out on speed and I didn't know it. And when years later, everyone realized that those guys, those diet doctors were pushing speed, it was, whacked me out. I know. Well, my parents got to a point where they didn't say anything as I became an adult and moved away, they, they would offer me all sorts of things. We'll give you $5 a pound. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. You can't lose weight for somebody else. You got to lose it for yourself. And I think that's where my son he's finally gotten to that point that he's losing it for himself, but he also has 2 young boys that he needs to be around for, But we'll see. It's a hard thing. My mom was always on a diet. Always. She always watched what she ate. And she wasn't overweight at all. And that's probably why. But I don't know that she was ever overweight. I've seen pictures of her when she was a young woman and but maybe she, she was 5'1.5" and never weighed more than 115 pounds. Both your daughters have had gastric bypass. Okay, thank you, Barbara. Yes, see you Sunday. Thank you so much. So appreciate it. Have a good supper. But I was on Weight Watchers. I was very successful on Weight Watchers. I lost an enormous amount of weight on Weight Watchers. And then I gained a chunk of it back. And when I got married, it was like the freshman 15, but it was the married 20. When we got married, my ex was heavy, I was heavy, and we could proceeded to gain another 20 pounds. And then we both went on Weight Watchers together. And that's the most I've ever weighed. I was 5'2", and I weighed 198 pounds. I was huge. And I did Weight Watchers, and because it was easy for him, I did all the cooking. He didn't have to do anything. I prepared all the meals. I packed his lunch. Right. And then you had to think about food all the time. But I got down to 126. And it's interesting. We had moved to Pennsylvania, and we both know, we can both say that we know exactly where we were and what we ate that kind of put us off the program. And then it was downhill or uphill after that. We were at an Amish family picnic. My ex knew this Amish family, and they invited us to a family picnic, and they had homemade ice cream. And we each had a bowl of homemade ice cream. And after that, that was it. We just slowly drifted away from Weight Watchers. But I agree with you. You can't constantly be thinking about it all the time. To a certain extent, I'm aware of everything I put in my mouth. I could probably give you the calorie content of almost any food out there, or I used to be able to. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's tough. It's hard. It's hard. And of course, with your knees, I've had both knees replaced. And when you lift a gallon of milk or whatever, or water, and I think a gallon is what weighs 11 pounds, and that's what you add that up, and that's what your knees are. It's a tough road. Yep. And then I had one knee surgery. It wasn't the total knee. It was a reconstruction of the knee, and I decided I wasn't going to think about it anymore. I worried about it my whole life, and I just said, that's it. I'm not going to think about it anymore. And I lost 20 pounds over a long period of time, but I just stopped thinking about it. But I've gained some of that back. Hi. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much for yesterday. I can show it in this group. I didn't post it, but I followed along with you yesterday. It was a hard one. It was a hard one, but and I was just talking to people in the group here, how I'm very, shy about showing this stuff, but I followed along, and this is, and let's see, where is that? So this is what Kathy did yesterday. This got kind of a little, I got away from me. I lost my place because we had all these little lines where you're making the little flowers, and then I couldn't find my way. And then I found the little holes, and I put the center in, and these aren't too bad. I like the daisies. They kind of came out. And you know what I used for the whitening part? I used it, I used a white pastel crayon for the white on the daisies. And this is not the color, but it works. And a couple of the leaves I'm happy with, but this was what Kathy Arbor did in her stream yesterday. And she drew it out first, and that took a while. And it was a pretty complicated arrangement, but your flowers are just gorgeous, just beautiful. And so I was happy. I've got to do that. Well, I can go back. They're all there. I just have to go back and just do them. We were talking about practicing. You just got to do it, right? So And this is a book that I made. This is a mixed media paper. So I made this little sketchbook. And I painted this with watercolors, but I copied this off the Arteza paper pad. So this is what I'm going to be filling up with, that kind of stuff. So I'm so glad you popped in so you could see what I did. Kathy is a great teacher, very patient, very, very patient. So who else? Tori. Hi, Tori. Hi, Trish. Good to see you. Wow. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Kimberly. Yeah. Just do it more often. Well, Kathy goes every week, twice a week. Thank you, Janet. Thanks for putting Kathy's link in. And I guess during the season, hi, Mariah. Oh, no, you're not on today because I was on last Wednesday. Every time I don't want to, okay. We're not doing anything. We're just talking right now. Talking about weight, keeping it off, taking it off, forget about it, and then art. So, and Mariah's working on a journal. Didn't you do a seaside? Didn't you do a sea journal about the seaside with mermaids and such, as I recall? And now you're working. Are you still working on that journal, or are you working on another journal? And you do journals on one day. That you just do journals, and then the other days you do the jelly plate prints, right, with Mom, I think. Because I have a sea journal. Well, it's the Funky Fish. That it was one of Rosemary Morris's kits from several years ago. Monday. Oh, that's Make It Monday or something. Oh, good. You're finishing up a neurographic page. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, they are fun. I did one with Janet when Janet was on Monday afternoon. This is the one I did with Janet. And then I had the neurographic, and then I just added lines, but that was the one I did on Monday. I'm her press agent. Yeah. These are great. These are really relaxing to do. The neurographic page. Yeah. Yeah, they're very, very relaxing to do, for sure. I'm sorry I didn't do that in here. I'd like to fill this book with things like that. I guess I could stick it in there, but it'd be fun. Yeah, it is fun to watch somebody, and you just take out and you just start scribbling. I threw down some watercolor from my new watercolor set, and yeah, it is fun to do. And did Mariah answer? Are you still working on the Seaside Journal, or you have another journal? Journals are so much fun. When you start adding all of the stuff, the pockets and the embellishments, and you start fine-tuning it. I enjoy the construction of them, just making them. And I started to say I haven't really made one in a while. I mean, I have the no, Anne. Okay, all right. It's not the Seaside one, or no, it's okay. All right, gotcha. Understood. Not really. Oh, that's right. And then Akiko, she is the one that made all of those stencils, right? Okay, Gail. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good day too, and evening. It's Wednesday, right? So Rosemary should be on, right, tonight? Is it Wednesday? Yes, it is. Okay. Cool. All righty. Thanks for stopping by. I was talking to Deb, and there's a lady that she knows. She knows a lady that buys journals, and so I might take some of my journals that I've made, and and maybe get rid of them that way. Not the Alice in Wonderland journal. That's not going anywhere. But these journals have to be journals. They have to have writing. They have to have areas where you can write in them. So they have to have some, journal aspect. And there's a whole list of everything it has to be, and what it can't be. So I'm just kind of thinking about some journals that I could possibly send to her. But they really need to be, again, they need to have some place where you can use as a journal. So that's what I'm thinking of. I have one that no, that's just my weather alert. It's just going to say it's going to, lightning struck 14 miles from here. So I'll know to. I actually put the narrographic thing on my phone. It looks cool. Oh, hi, Kathy. No, we haven't done anything. We're just talking. You haven't missed a thing. We are just, oh yeah. Hi, Sherry. Yes. Creative Cove. I discovered her probably about 2 months ago. Yeah. I love her stuff. Yep. Yeah. I've watched a lot of her stuff and a lot of her watercolor doodling stuff. I've done some of those. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. She's another new one. And another one, and again, we're all finding new people all the time. Her name is Denise Love. Whoa! And she enabled me to buy the cubes. You know what I mean? The cube that's got all the color cards in it. And she'll pull one of those cards out, and the cards are great because they have a picture and then they have the palette. And I have so much trouble putting palettes together. Let me show you a box. I'm sure you've seen them. And there's two of them. This is volume 1 and volume 2. And you can only buy them you can't get them on Amazon. You have to buy them from the woman that makes them. And for someone, they're very expensive. So I would not want to, unless you have some. And they're all numbered. So you pull a card, and I was looking at doing this one. And there's a picture here. And then they have the palette. They are like Design Seeds, and Design Seeds are free. And I think that she copied, Kathy, I actually think she took Design Seeds. Okay, Kim. I think she used Design Seeds and then made it into she printed them out into this format, but because that's exactly what they are. It is Design Seeds. And then on the back, she breaks down, she has the palette and she breaks down it, the value of the colors. And there's a bunch of them. I'm leaving this out because I really like this palette. These are my kind of, I don't like the pinks and stuff, but you pull these cards and it is helpful for someone that struggles with palettes. And I like it that they're numbered so you can put them back. So this is a pretty palette too. Look at that. But Denise Love, she'll take a card and then she'll do like an intuitive watercolor, or she'll do some other art with it. Um, and she's a big personality. She's got a big personality, and when she tries something, and she doesn't mind, like Kathy Arbor does. She doesn't care if she needs a little gouache, she gets a little gouache. If she needs a little whatever, she's using every medium that she's got. Whatever's going to work. So it's a mix of all kinds of mediums. She doesn't care whether it's doesn't have to all be pure watercolor or acrylic. She uses whatever it takes. And when she tries something new and she likes it, she's got the best reaction. Bye, Trish. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. Good to see you. She's got a great reaction when she does something that pleases her. She goes, oh, that looks so. But she's very enthusiastic and a lot of fun. Her personality and her enthusiasm for what she's doing is contagious. For me, it's contagious. And when I watch her, I'm saying, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And like on occasion, I have done it, some of it. But it's kind of cool though. And this is what I'm kind of doing with you watch her also? Okay. Isn't she kind of has a contagious type of personality? She's very enthusiastic. She gets but anyway, that's what these color cubes are. And that's exactly what they are. It's exactly what they are. What Kathy Arbor said, they're design seeds. Was it seeds? No, design seeds. Yeah. And I think she just made them she took that, made them into cards and put them in a nice box and sells them for an outrageous amount of money. And I couldn't live without these. And I also bought the I'm very easily enabled, just so you know, if you haven't figured that out. I bought the Pantone cards. The Pantone cards, I call them Pantone. Because I got them on Amazon. No. And I might work on those. But that's kind of what I tried to do. I'm not painting on mine. I mean, a lot of people like Devin and Janet, they're painting on their Pantone cards. And I'm collaging on them. I'm looking at the main color and then finding a color. And I'm just using magazine cutouts that I've had for years. I've been cutting out magazine pictures probably for 6 years, 7 years. And I went through them all and I pulled out ones that were kind of in the size. So I've collaged on a lot of these. And you can see where this is my collage, and this purple here matches kind of the purple of the Pantone card. So you can see how I'm addressing the Pantone cards. Let's see. Now, this is a Kandinsky, Vasil Kandinsky-like, and he was part of the Bauhaus movement. And he does a lot of geometric lines and everything. And what I did was, I did this on tissue paper and then glued it down. When you glue down tissue paper, it's transparent. And the yellow, and that's the Pantone color back there, is the yellow, which comes through. But mostly this is the only one that I have painted. And it's kind of sloppy, but I like it. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. You can see I've got the red, and the little girl's tongue is red. And the yellows match. But this is what I've done. This one's not that inspiring, but some of them are inspiring and others are not. They're mostly postage stamps. Here's the pink in the plate matches this pink. The red lipstick matches her lips, the red and red. And Janet, Janet was painting. She painted a ballet slipper. And I was laughing to myself, well, I didn't paint one, but I had a magazine image of a ballet slipper. This one's not that. And of course, you can see this is the bird, the gray here and the bird. So some of them they don't have many images, but but this was an image that I had. This rust in his purse. The purple eye here and the flower and the postage stamp. The tiger, and then I added just a little image here just to make it, funny. And the horse and the pinwheel. The purple and purple. Look, this is a watch. This is almost a perfect match right here. Well, that's good. And again, this was out of a travel catalog. I get those cruising catalogs. If you want some great images and photographs, just go, get some magazine where they have an ad for oceanic cruises, and you just send them your email and you'll get catalogs, and the pictures in these things are amazing. There's one in here but a lot of these images are just out of, magazines. Obviously, they're all out of magazines, except the one. But I've collaged them all. Mona Lisa. And then I added this little piece. And here's this watch. And I added this little character. And here's my pink. This is a cutout from a magazine. Now, I had all these pictures. What do they look like new? I'll show you one in a second. And there's the lady. Her cheek matches that. And this yellow matches that. This is yeah, that's what they are. They're large paint samples. And they've got apparently every copy that there are. These are postcards. I cut these out. I fancy fussy cutted these out. Here, I'll show you one. Just you can buy 50, or you can buy. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay. Mariah was answering all sorts of questions for you. They come in you can buy 50 of them. You can buy 100 of them. You can buy the complete set for several $1,000s. And they come in a nice box. This is the one I'm working on now. So that's the one. Now, a lot of people are painting on them. I'm collaging because I'm not a great painter. And these are paint chips. And some of them have names, and some of them don't. They'll have a number. And the complete set is like $5,000. And then you see it's an actual postcard on the back. That's what it is. They've been around for a long time. I know. They do. They look like they were made for the cards. And again, I've got magazine clippings all over the place. And I still don't know how to store them. I was storing them by subject. and then Dee Dee, people were talking about it on one of Dee Dee's streams a while ago. She decided to store her cutout collage pictures by size, small, medium, and large. So that's kind of how my are now, or I just cut them out and I just have them all over the place. So I went through a whole bunch of them before I started collaging them. Now this is a little bit too big, but these colors, but that's my glue book. So this basically is filled with pictures on the smaller side that I'm going to go through and look for matches for the Pantone cards. And that's what this is filled with. Smaller pictures. Now, there was another. Oh, wow. $300. Wow. The Pantone, the 20, no, this is not 20. What did I say? It's 100 postcards. It's $20 for 100 postcards. And then you can get 50 postcards for 15, which doesn't seem like as good a deal as 100 for 20. And they have a Pantone game that is so interesting. And that's $25. And then they have their Pantone paint chips. And you're right. You can go to a good old fashioned like a Lowe's or a Home Depot and go and pull the little chip cards out of the chip thing and do your own. When I paint, I use a picture and trace. Yeah, I've done that a lot. Yep. I've done the same thing, Sherry. A lot of tracing. I have a light box. It's not a light box, but it's like a glass thing that lights up, so it's easier to trace. And yeah, you could make me. They would be like, well, they'd be like doing inchies. You remember when everyone was doing inchies? That's exactly what that would be like. That would be like doing inchies. And those inchies are fun too. And there's another one for 2-inch squares too. But yeah, if you look at something like this, you would think that this picture was made for that card. I mean, these are two separate pictures that I got out of magazines. And this is the color here's the color. And I went through all my stamps and pulled out stamps. And I love this one too. And the orange here in the bag, and this is separate. I cut out the bag and put it on her shoulder. This is a model probably out of a Vogue magazine. And the orange here matches this orange. Whoops, I really like. We could also paint. Yeah, absolutely. That's what this is. This is 4x6. Yeah. Oh, you could do this for nothing. And then this lamp kind of matches that. And I just stuck that on. This fish, I love this picture. There's another fish that this one's kissing. So. And the yellow that I picked up is the yellow that's in the house here, in the house. And I just have the dog looking up because I thought it looked cool. Orange and orange. I feel very comfortable doing the collages. It's a guy that's just throwing a little abstract. I have to reglue that. And then again, the pink matches the pink, and her complexion here matches. So that's what I'm doing. There was a collage artist that I discovered. I discovered online. this is where I got the idea. She was collaging these, doing collage on the Pantone cards. And then she was mounting them. It would be fun to find a magazine image and try and make the color for the card. Yeah, make the color or cut out like I'm doing. She actually, her collages are really several layers. They're really cool. And I just haven't found the right pictures, but she'll like have a picture of a house and then have something coming out of that. I mean, she's got 2 or 3 pictures in a collage. I, for the most part, have 2 because that's what I've got. And she's got a lot of vintage stuff. And I can't remember her name now. Franzella. But what she did is she cut out, these are 6x4. She cut out blocks of wood, 5x7, I think. And she mounted these all on blocks of wood, varnished the wood, and then drilled a hole in the back of the wood and made wall hanging plaques. And she's Canadian, and she went to a big art show and had them all, and she sold them. Sold a whole bunch of them. Thumbs up would be great. And if those of you in here that haven't subscribed, that would be great too. But I think everybody in here has subscribed. But that would be super too. And she sold, and they would look beautiful, mounted on a block of wood, a nice piece of pine. And I thought that was a really great idea. I think that if I wanted to use these as postcards, which probably I should, because what the hell else am I going to do with them? I would have to, I have to make sure they're really glued down well. Or I put a thin coat on, I tried to put a clear coat of gesso on one of them and then paint on it. I put gesso on this one. But I don't know, a clear varnish like Matt, like Dee Dee does, just to keep those pictures down. If I were to put it down, if I would put it through the mail. I've got quite a few done. But I don't know. But it's fun to kind of go through, and I think I'll work on these while we chat, get something done. Let me put this mess away. And I want to go back and look at more, go back and watch some of Kathy Arbor's old, previous watercolor things. You mostly do your watercolor tutoring on Tuesdays, right? And then on Thursdays you do something different. There she is. I get it right, Flanzella. God, you are good, Janet. You are good. There she is. She has a lot of useful hints too. She talks about scanning your artwork, and she talks a lot about marketing your artwork, which is something I'm not interested in doing, except I might Tuesdays is the tutorial type of thing. And then Thursdays you do something different. Like you said something about squishing flowers maybe on Thursday. Well, I have to say, Kathy, I did that once. I squished flowers, and I didn't get a great result. And I had leaf juice all over the place. Yeah, mixed media. Okay, all righty. But Kathy always has some interesting stuff for you to try. And you've got such, and I've never done any dyeing. I had a bag of avocado pits and peels in my freezer for about 3 or 4 months. And I finally threw it out because I figured, I had all good intentions of doing some dyeing. And I was always fascinated that the avocado, when you dye stuff with the avocado juice, it comes out pink. I often wondered why not a light green, but I guess that's just, oh, that would be cool. Thanks, Janet, for putting Kathy's link in. Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye, Kathy B. Enjoy your Zoom. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I so appreciate that. It's a slow, steady increase. It takes a while, but everyone is so gratefully appreciated. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. Cabbage comes out pink and dries green. Oh, I was at like a folk festival thingy in Western New York, Southwestern New York, many, many years ago. And they were doing all sorts of folksy stuff and dressed up like in colonials. And I remember this one woman, she had a wooden barrel and a big vat of this glop that she was stirring with a wooden paddle. And she was making a dye, and it was lettuce. And she was boiling down I bet you the cabbage stinks, yeah. And she was boiling down just cabbage. I mean, not cabbage, lettuce. And she got the beautiful pale green that came out of lettuce, which surprised me because lettuce is like 90% water. But I guess there's something chlorophyll, yeah, that makes the leaves that light green. But the color was pretty true to the lettuce. And then, of course, there's beets. Amy, right? Amy. I just know her name is Amy. She does a lot of nice. I've bought a lot of dyed papers from her over the years. I haven't bought anything from since recently, but I've bought a lot of her dyed papers. I don't have. Yeah, I buy the Dollar Tree aluminum like sheet pans, and they're kind of interesting. You get an interesting result because the bottom of those sheet pans have the little ridges, so you'll get those ridges, which are fun. And the paper will have those little, at least the bottom ones will. I'll show you one that I did that came out. Yeah. Right, so this is what you get. So this is a coffee dye that I did on one of those aluminum cookie sheet pans that you get at the dollar store. And I didn't, and this was on the bottom. So it picked up all these little dots, but the other papers, on top of this didn't pick up the dots. So it's kind of an interesting. That was your first papers on cabbage. Light blue. Yeah, gel. I still don't get along with my jelly plate. I keep on trying. A stained good pot. Oh, the boiling, yeah, right. I guess that's something that I guess you have to. I guess if you're using a pot, it has to be non-reactive, right? So I guess aluminum wouldn't work, would it? What kind of pot would you need? I don't know. Could you use aluminum, or would that react? Would that there would be some sort of reaction with the aluminum in that whatever you were dyeing? I'm sure there's all sorts of information about that online. I know nothing um, other than coffee and tea. And now I've gotten so lazy that I'll lay out a whole bunch of text pages. Lay this whole area out here with text pages, and put some coffee and water in a spray bottle and maybe a little bit of alcohol, and just go psh, 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 like my sound effects, psh, 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 and spray. And that's how I do my coffee dyeing, because I've become too lazy. Now I saw Mike Deacon did coffee dyeing paper quite probably a couple of years ago, and he was saying that when you get into a rhythm, you can do a whole bunch, and you just have them by stacks, and you have to set the oven at whatever 200 or 100 degrees, and you can put so many in, and then take those out, and by the time those are dry, put the next batch in, and by the time the next batch is done, the first batch is dry. So he had a whole kind of assembly lineage going. No, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, instant coffee and brush it on. Yeah. Now you said that, yeah, the aluminum would be reactive, right? Okay. Okay, that's what you're saying. You stained a good pot, and hubby wasn't impressed with you. Yeah. Well, what other kind? I guess the only other kind of pot you could use would be stainless steel, and now you're getting into some serious money. Um, but I guess if you went to a yard sale or something. Yeah, I saw that. She's don't they refer to her as the mad scientist, and Violet is Igor? Yeah. That's pretty funny. I guess you just try whatever. Yeah. I've tried printing on, like leaves and stuff on my jelly plate, and I just, I'm always in awe when I watch people jelly plate, and I just don't understand it. I either have too much paint, not enough paint, um, it's too wet, it's too dry. And I know that's another thing, that if you do it and you practice it over time, you'll get a rhythm and a sense of what's going to work. And again, I give up, I get frustrated, and I say, screw this. And and then I'll go back to it and have the same crappy results, because I haven't stuck with it long enough to really get the knack. There's definitely a learning curve there. And when to watch your mom, it's just amazing. Yeah, that's true. That's what every just do it anyway, and just keep on doing it. And eventually, every once in a while, you might get a nice, you know, I was trying to do some stamping. I was trying to use the, the jelly plate as a stamping platform, meaning I put the ink on it and then put a stamp on it and then stamp and use that as the stamp pad. And I ended up with, now that I like this. This was multiple layers of various stamps and things. So I could use that. I definitely use that. This I would not use, because I don't like pink. And it's just like, oh my God. But if I needed a little piece of pink, I'm not throwing this out. If I needed a little piece of neon pink, I would, and it's the paper. And I never really use good paper. Devin makes it, yep, she's another one that makes it look easy. And I know it's not. Okay, Tori, thanks so much for being here. It was great seeing you this afternoon. And I know I watch Robin McClendon. She's another great jelly plater. And she uses Dollar Tree tissue paper. Yeah, a lot of trial and error. And I've done that. I've gotten the gone to the dollar store and gotten the white tissue paper and cut it up in 9 by 12 sheets and use that. Deli paper also. Again, I don't think I've used printer paper, but I don't think I've ever used like mixed media paper. I don't think I've used anything thicker than just regular printer paper. So I don't know whether, and the paints I'm using, I'm using the cheaper craft papers, paints rather. And I'm assuming if you use better quality paints, then obviously the result's going to be better. I mean, I'm now finally coming to that conclusion with watercolors. That watercolor thing I did, Kathy Arbor, that was with my new set of Paul Rubens. I had done that with the Paul Rubens set that I just got the other day. And this has got it's got 24 colors in it, so it's a nice selection. Tracing paper, yeah. Okay, you started like that. So what is your favorite substrate? Tracing paper, copy paper? What do you like to use most, Miriam? Well, Miriam's making beautiful stencils too. I mean, I've made stencils, but they're just little tiny stencils. Stencils for the moment. If I need a stencil for something, I'll make a quick one. I use papers, just PM Studio. Okay. All righty. I don't know whether that means the lightning's getting closer or Carnival paper. Ah, now it's only 9 miles away. Carnival paper. We use all sorts of paper. Yeah. I was able at my Dollar Tree a couple of years ago. Okay, what you're wanting? What do you want to achieve? Okay. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to cut it up and use it as cards or tags, you'd probably use a heavier paper. Obviously, you'd use like a cardstock or even a watercolor paper. I did a ombre print for a friend of mine who paints. She does acrylic paintings, and she had seen something that I had done, and she said, "Oh, could you do that?" And so I did it on a canvas for her. It was a 9 by 12 canvas, and I did like an ombre, and I was afraid that it came out good. It came out pretty good. I don't know whether she's painted on it or not. Yeah. Oh, you're going to get a totally something from. So you probably wouldn't. Well, again, you're right. It depends on what you want. Yeah. Craft paints tend to be opaque. Yeah. Well, I've seen people use alcohol ink on their plates. I did a couple of pulls with alcohol ink that came out really, with a stencil that came out really, really good. So good that I actually framed it. And my friend who's does the acrylics, every time she sees it, she said, "I want to learn. I want to do that." And I'm trying to explain to her that that's one in a million. There's no two alike. She can't seem to understand that when you're doing this, they're all different. She can't seem to understand that they're one of a kind. But that's what's kind of neat about them. And again, it's all with you. Mica, Posca. Now, mica. Is mica, I'm not sure what mica is. Is mica some sort of like glittery stuff that's added to something else that you shake up and you use? Or do you put the mica dust on the plate? You put paint down and then sprinkle mica dust on the paint? Is it like using magicals? I mean, they're powders. Like is it Bushos and yeah, Bushos as a powder, but that's not glittery. Makeup. I've seen Robin use makeup, yeah. And magicals are not water reactive, right? When magicals dry, that's it. They're not moving after they dry, but Bushos move. Put on paint, then a layer of paint over. No, put on paint. Do you put the paint down and then sprinkle the powders and then put another layer of paint over and then you pull it? I guess. Not like brushos, brushos, not like brushos. Okay. All of the above. Well, I that's true though. And any combination that we mentioned above, right? Anything. Yeah. No, that's all right. No, that's all right. Okay, put over. Gotcha. All right. Now, are there some sprays that have mica in them? Like I have some really old, I mean, really old. I don't think this company is around anymore. Tattered Angels. And they're called glimmer mists. Is that glimmery stuff? Would that be considered mica? Because when you spray this, it still works. When you spray it, it kind of has like a glimmery thing to it. I bought these at Tuesday Mornings, which is no longer. They closed. Water-based, acid-free shake well. You can use spray inks also. Yeah. I have trouble with sprays. I have a tendency it ends up being all over the place. I mean, I used a spray the other day and I must not have been paying attention, and OMG, what a friggin' mess I had. My iPad screen was covered. It was everywhere. And what a mess I had to clean up. All the ones that get, yeah, okay, yeah, that I would imagine that sediment is what's going to clog it. Yeah, that makes sense. But you know who doesn't clog? These, and I bought all of them. Now that he's got more colors. Seth Apter's Eye Zinc dye spray. They do not clog. And this is, you got to shake this one up. And these they don't clog. No clog. And I got a whole set of these. These are really kind of nice. I like these. And he's got, that, and there's a whole bunch. Here's the no clog copper. You can see all the coppers on the bottom. And these are really nice. Robin McClendon was selling these a while ago. See, the spray can go under the stencil. Yeah. Yes, no, yes. This is all good stuff. You can use sprays Spray inks. Okay. Okay. I've put, I have put fountain pen ink in little spray bottles, like the little Timmy Mister bottles, and I've put regular fountain pen ink in that, and that's worked, and that's a real fine mist. Because I have a lot of, I collect fountain pens. I've got a lot of fountain pens, and I've got fountain pen ink too. Hi, Brenda D. Mac. Good to see you. We're just really chatting. Ruth. Hello, Miss Ruth. How are you? Hand pink waving. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Because I don't have my iPad on to this stream. So I'm only watching chat in StreamYard, and StreamYard doesn't put the emojis, it just describes them. And StreamYard describes the hand wave as hand dash pink dash waving. And I thought that's really something odd for Ruth to type. But then I realized it's describing the emoji of the hand wave. So that's what it is. It's a hand pink waving. So if you've ever done this with StreamYard and not read the chat through YouTube and just looked at it on StreamYard, they give you a description. We've just been shooting the you know what this afternoon. Beck's working on dresses for a couple of Wednesdays or so. And I was sitting here doing nothing. And I thought I'd go live, and all these lovely ladies just popped in to say, hey. Okay, thanks, Mariah. Take care. See you tomorrow. And haven't done any arting. I'm now going to do my first piece of art, if you want to call it that. I'm going to do a piece of collage on my Pantone card because I found this picture, and the blue in this ancient Egyptian pillar matches this blue. And this blue is called Nile blue. How appropriate. Huh. Go figure. So I'm working on the Pantone cards. Oh, Lily. Oh, it's only 2:00. Oh my gosh, Lily. You're a little confused. You are confused. Oh, I know what she's upset about. It's the storm. No, you haven't missed anything. There's a storm brewing, and she's getting nervous. Poor thing. Yeah, this is not a good state to live in if you have an animal that doesn't like thunder and lightning. Because yeah, it's okay. Come on, baby girl. Just get in. She gets. Come on, get under my legs. Sit down. You'll be fine. It was funny. We had a tornado watch a while ago, and I couldn't find her, right? And I went into my bathroom, and she was in the shower. She was right where they tell you to go. They tell you to go into your bathroom or your interior room, and she was in the corner in my shower, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah, weren't you? You knew something was coming. Let me turn my other light on. I have a is that better? Oh yeah. Turn this one up. Now you have my Sunday streaming, my official streaming lighting. I bought a special light, and I like it. A light I like. I like it. Let's see if I can't. Oh, I'm zoomed in. Let me zoom in a little. How's that? It's not bad. There. So I'm going to glue this. This is exciting. So get your glue sticks. I can't find myself. I splurged and I bought some Oohoo. But now there was somebody that was on the other day and they were singing the praises of Tombow glue sticks. I can't remember who was singing the praises of Tombow. I don't remember. This is my glue magazine. Oh, there comes the thunder. I don't know whether you can hear that. A lot of times I'm always amazed at how loud it is here and that you can't hear it there. Because the sound doesn't really. Okay, let's do that. There. Okay. Whoops. Lino did a really cute cat on her stream the other day. A Gustav Klimt whimsical cat. And I took a screenshot because I want to do it because she used some oil pastels in it. Oh, you can hear that? Okay. And I have a new box of oil pastels. And I'm always not sure when and how to use them because they're sticky and they're gooey and they're oily. Shoot. Can I pull that up? Oh, I could. Okay, let's see if I can't get that on a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Now, if I find something else that's kind of a little quirky that can go in there, I would probably put it in there. But right now, that's what I got. And I'm always out of frame. And I take usually the top of the thing and just use that as and then tear it. I wasn't supposed to do that. It looks more distressed, right? So that's that one. Stick that there. And let's see what the next color is. And what I can see if I can't find something. These are the Pantone cards. Lots of purples. Lots of purples. What do I do? Oh, well, that doesn't work. You got to put those under the string. Stupid. Stupito. All right. There's a pretty purple. Stick that here. This here. And look. I got the purple here. I think that's pretty close. I think I want some of the blue in there. So let's cut this out. Mm-hmm. Probably just tear it. like that. Let's turn. See, this is too pink. I could save that for. Stick this here like so. I know you heard that. That's a rumbler. Still going. Still going. Did you hear that one? It's okay, Eddie. I should probably take a piece off here. This needs something else. Needs something. I don't know what. So, this is when you kind of search for something to be silly, or funny, or maybe a little person. I see some legs and people down here. Let's see what I got here. Nah, she's too overpowering. Ooh. I'm assuming you guys can hear that rolling thunder. No, it's a good idea, but it's not quite gonna. Listen, no. Almost. That's almost what I'm kind of looking for. That might work because it's kind of like a pink. Ooh, what is this? That might work. Ooh. It's getting close. Could use her. I could cut her out some more, but I think she might look pretty good there. Kind of liking her. I like that. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And I've just kind of pulled smaller pieces out of my stash. And I have even smaller pieces that would almost be just too small. Let's see. Ooh, look at them. They're dancing. Ooh la la. Ah. Oh. The Michelangelo hand. That's a good hand. Or the Buddhas. I got a lot of little ones. Little ones here. I usually like to pick up another. That's kind of too clashy. This is kind of my, if you want to call it a thought process. I don't know how much of a thinker. That's kind of interesting. Ooh. There's the purple. There's a little piece of purple right there. There's some blue. I saw some blue coming up. Oh, the cat in the hat. I got a lot of. But this is kind of, you can't see. I just got a whole bin over here, and I'm just kind of looking for something that's kind of quirkish. I'm sure that's a word, right? Quirkish. Let's see. Oh, there's another little. Let me see. Let me see. All right, let me go through this stuff here. I got ladies walking. So it's a fiddly process. And sometimes it goes real quick, and other times it's not so quick. All right, let's see. Time to audition. So, now you can't go wrong with a hand. I just think you can't go wrong with a hand. I just like that. I would get rid of this blue. That may just be it. Maybe these dancers right here. I kind of like that. I do kind of like her. But she's a little clashy for that. All right, so this is what I am thinking of. I'd get rid of the blue at the top and put them like right here. So that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I like. That's what I'm going to put down. That's it. Audition is over. And that's what the fun thing is. You too. I don't need that. I'm going to take this. I'm going to stick this here. The hand's going to go here. I like that. I just like having little things that's the neat thing about collage. You can have those little bits of stuff that don't make any sense. And that's what's fun. You go, that doesn't make any sense at all, but it looks good. At least I think it looks good. And I'm the one that gets to make the decision. Put this here. want to show a little bit of this to see that. Let's see that it's close. I'll be more careful when I move the bubbles out. I guess really the best glue for this type of thing is, yeah, that's a, I think that's a great idea. And just paint them and just go through it. I kind of like that. That would be fun. I mean, you get those 4x6 cards and grab all your paints. Hi, K-Bird. We're just hanging out, not doing much. Actually, I just started gluing some images on my Pantone cards. We've been just BSing all afternoon because Becky was doing her dress for little girls, the little girl things and sewing. So I thought I would pop on. And we've had a great conversation about everything from dieting to jelly plating to thunder and lightning and such, and plexiglass and everything in between. We've had a great group of people that have come and gone and come back. And I was telling everybody that Mike Deacon. Okay, all right. Take a break. Yeah. I'm telling everybody, and please share this out now. Mike Deacon is going to be my guest on my live stream Sunday. I'm a little excited because I'm kind of a Mike Deacon groupie. And through a third party, he basically suggested. And so if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the prompts that he's put together, some special prompts for a special mission inspiration for my Sunday stream. And if you're around, it would be great if you could join in or stop by and say hi to Mike and me. Now, some of you probably maybe not know who Mike is. Oh, you like him too? Good. All right, great. I mentioned it to somebody and they didn't know who I was talking about. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know who Mike Deacon is? It's how you are when you really like somebody, you just assume everybody knows them. And but anyway, yep, he's never used Stream. Yeah, if he'd never used StreamYard before, but we've already tested the equipment, so we're all good, and it'll be great. Yeah, I have some of his stencils, and I just got some digi downloads for mixed media for journaling. So there you go. That's my interpretation for this card. Yeah. And I think, Janet, you have a great idea. Janet's saying that Janet said that she's just going to paint some 4x6 cards. Just get some 4x6 cards and just paint solid colors and then just pretend they're, and do that. I think that would be a great alternative to buying the cards. Oh, wow. Janet says, Mike got me started in creating art journal pages. His group was the first place I posted my art. Wow. That is awesome. That is super. Yeah, because he he was doing art journal pages before they came up with Mission Inspiration. I remember the first Mission Inspiration was so cool because they had the clock and it self-destructed after 30 seconds or whatever it used to do, like on the TV show. Oh, look at this blue. Whoa. This is, no, it doesn't have a name. It's got a number. It's Pantone 656. That is a pale, 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 pale blue. But guess what? I have that blue right over here. Oh, will she fit? No. She fits, but that's blue is not pale enough. That's going to be hard. It doesn't have to be. That's a little bit closer right here. This little piece right here is pretty close. So that's a possibility. And I don't, when I am, it would, yeah, true. If she did that, you would have a whole set of swatches for all your colors. Now that'd be kind of fun. Now this actual workable space is it's 3.5 by 3 3/4. 3.5 by 3 1/4. I've been collecting, these are magazine images, Kathy, that I've literally been collecting for years. For years, I've been collecting them. And I kind of went through them and dumped a whole bunch of them in here that I thought would be around the right size that I could use for the Pantone cards. And so this is years worth of looking at magazines and harvesting pictures, which I do a lot. The very first time I ever saw anybody do this was Caged Fish, and I watched her in awe. And I've never looked at a magazine the same way since. I've never looked at a magazine without first looking to see what images I could cut out. Hi, Aunt Bex. Just hanging out. While you're sewing, sew, you also see that's getting closer. Oh, good for you. That's great. 2 dresses. Wow. Now, you set a goal as to, yeah, I miss her. Used to watch her every Sunday at 2. Oops, craft a lunch. It's okay, Lily. It's okay. It's okay. She used to come on Sunday afternoons for all the football widows. And I was watching her and football because I love football. So it wasn't. I don't know. What do you think? That is pretty close. And the orange is really, really pops. I might just leave that like that. I might cut this. Stick. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of. That's got a lot of possibilities. Let's see. Okay, no real goal. Okay. Now, how many different patterns are you using this year? You have several different patterns for the girl. Now, there's certain, right? You can't have any, no zippers, but you can have buttons and pockets. I know that there's a set of criterias. You just want to use up all your, yeah. It's called Dress a Girl, right? Is that the name of it? Dress a Girl, I think. Told you there's a Dress a Girl group here where I live because they ask for I guess they're asking for fabric, I think. I want to take this little piece off here, right there. Right here, Lily. Oh, yeah, 5 different patterns. No zip. Oh, no buttons. No snaps. And has to have pockets. 100% cotton and tie closures only. Okay. I knew there was a criteria. I think, do I want to do it that way? You're not supposed to stick things in the middle. You know, all these rules, sometimes you wish you didn't know what they were. Got to have 3 of everything, and I only have 2 oranges. Oh, well. Well, this is very close. I don't know if I'm going to find anything closer than that. But maybe just stick a cat in there just for the, because I can. Or these. I like those Buddhas. I don't know. I like the cat. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Just doing it. Too much fiddling. Just do it. Less thinking and more doing. That's should be my new motto, right? Less thinking and more doing. And I did decide I was going to do this. Voila. I'm glad that some are going here in the United States too, because we've got some seriously poor folk here, especially up in Appalachia area. We got some really poor folk. Human trafficking, right? I knew that. Yeah. See, I like the little tiger there. So he's going to go there because he doesn't really belong there. So, but now he does. There he is. Okay. Card number 3 done. That's a good match. I like that. All right. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the next? Because that's one of the things that fell across the room. No, not really across the room, but far away. Lily. I can't blame you. You didn't do that, did you? No. You can say, hey, that's not. Oh, no. Oh, no. Of course, now they're falling out of the box. I got you. All right. I think I've done well. Ooh, looky there. Wow. Like that. That looks like I don't know, like a Payne's gray. That's a blue gray for sure. I like that one a lot. Now, now what's in my magic? Wish you could see if I went up higher. Come over more. Stick that there. Stick that there. You can see the card. I don't know. This guy might find himself on this because that really matches right there. That little bit of a paw. Man, I just like him like just like that. Oh wow, Doctors Without Borders. The doctor that delivered my son, and I wanted him to deliver my second son, but he decided to go and be part of Doctors Without Borders. So he didn't. I wanted to have a home delivery. You couldn't find any doctors to do home deliveries because of liability. There was one doctor that I had talked to because he was doctor in the Amish community where I lived, and that's all they did was home deliveries. But it didn't happen, which is fine. You know, I was having babies back when they never thought to. They didn't do sonograms, you know, unless they considered it a high risk pregnancy. Ooh, what do you think? That looks pretty good too. That matches there, that seat and the oar. Ooh, gosh. But there's no room for him. That just doesn't work. He can't be there. But she's now winning. I think she's going to be it. And she's rowing off into the abyss. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, lion. I think I can just give her a little bit more of a trim, just a wee bit more of a haircut. Yeah, some of the stories, oh, that Jim had to tell us were, oh, God. Really horrifying. He was in Niger, not Nigeria, but Niger. Very poor. And the hospital had no screens, no screening, so there were flies. And he had done a C-section, and he came in the next day to check on the patient. And I mean, this is gross, but it's a good thing. There were magnets, you know, on the wound, and apparently magnets eat the dead tissue. But he had never seen that. You know, he'd read about it, but never actually had seen it. And he said he was a little taken back when he saw the magnets on the incision where he had done the C-section. Whoa. I never forgot that story. Whoops, you can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm always out of. Yeah. And there's those. Did I say magnets? I said maggots. Did I say magnets? I meant maggots, not magnets. Yes. I guess you could have a magnet on your refrigerator if you were. See that looks. See how simple that is. I think that looks just perfect. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. It's like, what's next? What magic color do we have next in the magic Pantone? I got coffee on my spilled coffee on my Pantone. Okay, Dar. She's plane spotting. Okay. So she just said, hey, 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 and thanks for the like. Ooh, I like that color too. Got a little plane spotting. Well, there you go. It's right there. There she is. There it is. Right there. Right there. A traveler. Or, I don't know. Look. No, that's a little bit too light. It's close. Whoops, you can't see. I'm thinking of right there. No, I'm gonna she wins. She wins. She wins the prize. I'm gonna give her a little trim. Oh no. How awful, Kathy. How awful. Those, countries are just usually they leave doctors alone, but sometimes they don't because they think doctors are bringing bad medicine or, they're there to hurt the people and not help them. And they hinder, medical supplies getting to the people that so desperately need them. I'm assuming at that time was it the Belgian, still the Belgian Congo, or were they independent at that point? I don't know my. Plane spotting. That really intrigues me, plane spotting. Are you near an airport? Oh, okay. So that's pretty current. Yeah, about 7 years ago. Yeah. Okay, Janet. I will. 7 years ago, that's really not that long ago. Not long ago at all. I don't see anything from you, Janet. Oh, PM. That's private message. Okay. I don't know where that is. I'll look later. Is it something I have to address now, Janet? Or can it? See, I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish there was some way you could zap me, give me a zap or yell at me. I keep on drifting out of the. I got to stay down here so you can see what I'm doing. I mean, this is boring enough, let alone not being able to see what I'm doing. I can't, Jesus. I had the same problem Sunday when I was working on the butterfly thing. Oh, I started talking about I was going to make another journal, and I think I'm going to put that postage stamp. Oh, okay. Alrighty. I'm going to put the postage stamp pop-up card that I made as a prototype in the next journal. Got to leave that. I guess I'll take some of this out. Now this picture probably, my guess, probably came out of Travel Magazine. I can't stop subscribing to magazines. They keep on making me these ridiculous offers. But Janice Klein saved me the other day. I got an offer for 3 magazines, 3. For like $9.97, and it was 3 magazines for 2 years. And it was Elle, Bazaar, and Cosmopolitan. It was like, and I said, I don't need, and then Janice Klein said, don't do it. And I said, okay. And I threw it out, and I didn't do it. Because I don't need more magazines to cut up. As it is now, for someone that did not renew any subscriptions, I'm getting Architectural Digest, Bon appetit. Bon, you have to do that. You have to say that with the French thing. You have to go, Bon appetit. And Travel. Vogue wants me back too. It's nice to be that popular, when they all want you back. Please come back, we miss you. But I've only been gone not even 1 billing cycle. But those are really great magazines for images. Bazaar's really good. Vogue is excellent. Um, Architectural Digest for, buildings and little pictures of. I like to cut out the pictures of the paintings that are hanging on the walls of the houses and the rooms. And I look at those houses in Architectural Digest and I go, who gets to live in those places? Oh my God. There was a house for sale down the road from me. I think I've talked about this before, and I was really tempted because the price was really good. But it said blank canvas. We laughed about this on Sunday when the real estate thing is it's a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want. That just kind of translates to it needs a lot of work. And it sold because I saw a lot of stuff that was hauled out of there for whoever bought it is now starting to deal with the blank canvas. But it would have been a lot bigger than this house. I'm in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath duplex. This was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. And you know what I would have done? I would have just filled it up with stuff. So it's probably best that I didn't. I probably would have been able to sell this house and buy that house almost an equal swap. But it has no view. And I love my pond. I love my pond. I love my sandhill cranes. I hope everyone saw the picture I posted. Oh, there it is. Okay. That took a long time to get through. It's weird. I posted those pictures of the sandhill crane family after the storm. They were all wet. See, there was a lady across the pond that was feeding them. And the management kept on telling her, you cannot feed them. Do not feed the wildlife. They don't want the wildlife to become dependent on human beings, which is really wise. And I remember one hurricane, she put hurricane shutters up, so, and during the hurricane, the poor sandhill cranes are standing outside her window, hoping to be fed and this is in the middle of a raging hurricane. They didn't know. So I think that's why they come up. I mean, they're so close to my screened-in porch. I could touch them if there wasn't a screen there. And I've never fed them. All right. I think she's looking pretty styling on that card. And we're gonna kind of say that that's a good enough match to count. I like her. I like her. I think I'll take this off though, right here. And this Dee Dee trick about cutting through things, to cut out small areas is like so brilliant. Instead of literally trying to get a pair of scissors in there, you just kind of, when you glue it together, no one's going to know. Ta-da, there. Okay. Now if I can get glue on without tearing her apart. Let's stick her over here. Go very gentle, 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 gentle. Because this glue is sticky. and will tear. I don't want to rip the little wheels off her little rolly thing. This is perfect because Dora's plane spotting. I remember when I lived out on Long Island on a Friday night, we would sit out on the deck, on the deck of the house. You could look up in the sky and you could literally see the jets 3 and 4 deep as they were stacked, circling JFK, waiting to land. And you always hope that they have enough fuel. I haven't flown in ages. I used to fly all the time, but not anymore. It's no fun anymore. It's no fun. First class isn't even fun anymore. So okay, I like her. Now, I don't know. These guys could go here just as a silly element. She's traveling and maybe she's going to go see them. And they kind of bring but she's pretty colorful. So that's why I'm thinking that maybe not. So I'm going to leave her as is now. And I'll probably go through these one more time to see if there's not something little that can be added just for, another point of interest. Like here's a lady. But it makes no sense to stick her in there. Maybe if I put her behind her. But I think this is a pretty complete composition. This lady here, I like her. All right, so she's going to go in the done pile. Let's see. Now, you said Shannon's coming on at 3? Art Junkie, yes? Okay, I think that's what I saw you. Art Junkie, okay. Alrighty. Ooh, we got another Poible. $5.35, purple, gray purple, purple gray-ish. Goodbye, Marion. Yeah, I know it's late. Okay, you take care. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to see you. Oh, yes. Please post that out. That would be great, Janet. Yeah, he's going to be a guest or co-host. He's on my channel. Yep, he's coming to me at 5:00 Eastern. And we're going to do a prompt mission inspiration. And I've already posted the prompts for the mission inspiration on my Facebook page. But yeah, if you want to share that out, that would be awesome. And thanks for verifying. But that's what's going to happen. According, of course, if the internet gods. Now this is really big, but that doesn't mean it can't be cut down. And I'm thinking that is really close. Thank you. That is really close right there. Well, maybe not as close as I think. Well, if you get in, maybe this is even, maybe this is closer here. That's an odd kind of, well, that's close. You see how I'm doing this? I'm just, all right. This is out of one of those cruise magazines. I've never been on a cruise with these folks, but and the magazines, oh, their publications are just, the pictures are just amazing. Usually they have real big pictures on the cover and then on the first page. And then as you get into it, the pictures are smaller and smaller. But that said, small is good. I'd love to go on. I know Nettie's going on a cruise. Finally. I'd love to go on. I'd love to go. Well, my friends, a lady that I work with, I had coffee with her the other day, and she and her husband went on a cruise around Great Britain. They flew over and they left. Where did they depart from? I can't remember now. But they went all around the island, the Great Island of Great Britain, and they went to Scotland and Northern Ireland, and they said it was really a lot of fun. I'd like to go on one of those river cruises, like up the Rhine. Hi, Teresa. I missed you coming in. Or through the Panama Canal. I think that would be cool. Yeah, this has got a whole bunch of purples in here that are gonna, yeah, you got bits of here, whoops, bits right in here that are really close. In here. So this has got to, somehow I'm gonna, how do I want to cut this? I'd like to cut it out so there's some, I just don't want it square. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe this boat can be used in another. I don't think that. And I don't know whether all these boxes have the same colors in them. But I know when Janet was working on hers, it was, I remember, it was a number, whatever. Number something, something. Oh, okay. All right, Teresa. It was card number, whatever. And I checked and my card number was the same card, it was the same thing that she was doing. So I guess the card numbers are the same. The boxes are the same. I know what I'd like to do, but I don't know whether that would work. I'd like to just cut this out here and take all of this off and just have this, because I think there's enough in here that would justify this to match, except up here is pretty matchy too. I don't know. But if I cut that out like so, these are the Pantone cards. And I'm just collaging on them. A lot of people who draw and paint are painting and drawing on the cards with colors that kind of match the Pantone color. They come in a box of 50 or 100. I'll try it. Add it back. That's true. That's brilliant. Thank you. See, that's what's so great. People, just, yeah, I'll cut it out nice and neat. And if I don't like it, I can always glue it back on top. That's a brilliant idea. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. That's a great idea. Because it'll be very easy. I can always just glue it right back on and no one will even know. It'll be our secret. Well, it's okay. But I can add something. Now, this would be one that I could add. Maybe I can add these little dudes here. I've been trying to add these little dudes. I could add these little dudes. They look kind of cute, and that would be another pop of color. And they're kind of, I guess they really need to go over on this side of a thing. So they could go like right here. And that would be kind of cute. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Kind of look at that. Let's see if you can see that. See if I have any other. Ooh, see, look at that. That's even a closer match, isn't it? I don't know. That's like, actually, that's too purpley. Let's see if there's anything else in here that I could add to give it some sort of little zingaroony. Oh, look at that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at this. Oh. See this purple right here? Put him like that. Oh, man. Would that not look cool? Or am I seeing things? Does that not match? I think that kind of matches. That little right here. Maybe not. Isn't that a cool picture, though? I don't know. I really like him. I like all the statues. You can get them on Amazon. They're $20. $20 for 100, or you can get 50 cards for 15, but obviously the 100 for 20 is a better deal. They also sell the little paint chips, and I think they're only like $9.95. But if you just type in Pantone cards on Amazon, you'll see all of the other options. I mean, you can buy sets that are $3,000-$4,000 too, if you're so inclined. But Kathy Arbor mentioned it earlier in the stream. Well, that's not Pantone, but the color cube thing is, if you want to have colors like, well, that's something different. Those are color palettes. Okay. Well, listen, it's 2:59, and I think I will exit, and because Shannon's coming on, I kind of like this guy on here. He might end up on here. He's just very, whoops. So thank you so much for stopping by. It was such a wonderful surprise and impromptu to have you folks say hey. So I'll see you on Sunday at 5 Eastern. Mike Deacon, me. Yay. Bye-bye. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong end broadcast. Come on, end. End again. I have to remember the second end. Bye.